Why super recognizers hold the key to trading success. The secret architecture of perception. We navigate reality through different doorways. Some of us are cartographers of sound, mapping the world through its acoustic textures. The subtle tremor in a voice, the distant rumble of approaching weather, the rhythm of conversation. Others move through existence as visual chroniclers, painting elaborate, mental galleries where every face, every pattern, every fleeting image finds permanent residence. This distinction is not merely philosophical, it shapes destiny itself. The woman who never forgets. Consider Yeniseo, linked to the article in the description. As a child, wandering through grocery stores with her mother, she possessed what seemed an unremarkable parlor trick, pointing to strangers and announcing, with certainty, that they had passed the same person on the street weeks earlier. During family movie nights, she would identify players and extras who had flickered briefly across screens in entirely different films. Her mother, unimpressed, simply thought she had raised an observant daughter. But Seo was playing a private game the rest of us cannot fathom. On buses and crowded streets, she would spot a face and riffle through the vast, immaculate catalog housed in her mind. Tens of thousands of faces, stored with photographic precision, searching for the moment of first encounter. It's always been quite fun for me, she would later reflect, especially as a child. I remember just really enjoying looking at different faces. Only when social media arrived did Seo realize her gift might unsettle others. Meeting classmates at university, she would already know their siblings, their former relationships, the constellation of their social connections, all from having seen their photographs once, months earlier. I'd already be so familiar with them, she explains, but I also knew it'd be really creepy if I said that out loud, so I'd keep silent about it. When Dr. David White and his colleagues at the University of New South Wales created a screening tool to identify the world's best super recognizers, more than 100,000 people took the test. Seo ranked in the top 50. She belongs to an elite of 1 to 2% of humanity who can memorize and recall unfamiliar faces after the briefest glimpse. A neural architecture so rare that only 20 scientific papers have studied it. Eye tracking technology reveals that super recognizers distribute their gaze differently across a face, painting a more elaborate picture in their mind's eye. As White describes it, the price action gallery now transport this gift to the trading floor. When you day trade from charts, you engage in an act of pure visual interpretation. Candlesticks bloom and collapse, trend lines trace their geometry across time. Volume spikes create sudden sculptures of market psychology. Every trade you execute depends on visual pattern recognition and nothing else. This is not a world of earnings reports read aloud or conference calls analyzed for tonal shifts. It is a world of seeing, of discerning subtle differences in the arrangement of pixels that spell profit or ruin. The trader who succeeds is not the one who hears opportunity knocking, but the one who sees it taking shape. Imagine, for a moment, possessing Yeniseo's visual memory while staring at your trading screen. Every profitable entry you've ever made would remain available for instant comparison, not as a vague recollection of that time the stock bounced, but as a precise, indelible image of exactly how price action structured itself before that bounce occurred. The angle of the moving average, the specific pattern of volume bars, the subtle hesitation before the breakout, all of it preserved in perfect clarity, ready to be matched against the pattern unfolding before you now. Equally valuable, you would retain every losing trade with the same crystalline precision. The false breakouts that lured you into traps, the exhaustion patterns you mistook for momentum, the subtle differences between consolidation that precedes continuation and consolidation that precedes reversal. Your losses would become an annotated atlas of what not to do, each failure permanently cataloged. The painter and the maestro. This explains an uncomfortable truth about who succeeds in this Profession: a visually oriented painter, someone who has spent years training their eye to perceive subtle gradations of color, to recognize emerging patterns in chaos, to hold complex visual information in working memory. Possesses native architecture for trading success? Their cognitive machinery has been sculpted for exactly this task, but a supremely talented musician, someone who orients toward reality through the intricate architecture of sound, who can identify perfect pitch and hold elaborate melodic structures in their mind, who experiences the world as acoustic geometry, they are, despite their genius, at a fundamental disadvantage. Their cathedral of ability has been built in the wrong medium. This is not a judgment of worth. The maestro's gifts may bring far more beauty to the world than any trader's portfolio, but the marketplace speaks only in visual syntax, and fluency in other languages offers no translation. The recognition advantage? Profitable trading, stripped to its essence, is profitable price action pattern. Recognition? You are not predicting the future, you are recognizing the present, identifying formations that have historically preceded specific outcomes and placing calculated wagers on repetition. The trader with superior visual memory doesn't need to write down rules or consult checklists. The patterns themselves become instinctive, recognized, the way Seo recognizes a face glimpsed months earlier in a crowd. In her pathology lab work, Seo has no interest in pursuing a career in crime fighting, despite that one triumphant moment in university when she instantly identified a habitual shoplifter from grainy CCTV footage that baffled her colleagues. But what if her gift were applied to market patterns instead of faces? What if those neural pathways optimized for visual memory, that unusually thick cortical region associated with facial recognition, were trained on candlestick formations and chart patterns? The advantage would be devastating. While ordinary traders squint at their screens, trying to remember if this setup looks familiar, trying to recall whether that particular configuration worked last time, the trader with super recognizer visual memory would simply know. The pattern would announce itself immediately, connected instantly to every similar formation they'd encountered, complete with outcome data. The immutable advantage? This is why discussions of trading psychology and discipline and emotional control, while valuable, often miss the foundational reality. Some cognitive architectures are simply optimized for this game, and others are not. You can teach discipline, you can instill patience, you can drill risk management until it becomes reflexive, but you cannot teach someone to see what they are neurologically unprepared to remember. The trader whose preferred sensory channel is auditory, who processes reality through sound and language, will always be translating market information from its native visual format into their preferred mode, a cognitive expense that compounds with every decision. Meanwhile, the trader blessed with exceptional visual memory operates in their mother tongue, processing information with native fluency and zero translation cost.